As the 2017 fantasy draft approaches, we are also coming up on the 5th year anniversary of our league. The inaugural year of our league was 2013, where we saw the beginning of a trend that has and most likely will continue in 2017. That trend being Robert Smith-led teams dominating the regular season, but always seeming to and fall short of the championship ring that has eluded him year in and year out. The pressure has always seemed to be too much for him and his teams. It's the truth. That season, we saw 5 teams finish 500 at 6-6, as well as 2 of those 500 teams facing each other in the championship. Team Smithers would fall in the second round after a bye week to the dual-owned team of Kirchhoff and Mills, and eventually led to a championship matchup of blood, sweat, and beers owned by Christopher Thomason. Thomason would end up winning the league's first-year title over the Hernandez Hitmen crew as a wildcard team, 133 to 122.5. In 2014, we saw the best regular season in league history with an 11-1 record put up by the Smith-led team known as the Dothraki Dragons. Game of Thrones nerd. The Nathan Hoyser-led team called the New Orleans Saints would finish second behind Smith for a second consecutive year. The trend of only regular season greatness would continue for both teams, repeated itself in the second season. Specifically Smith's team, as he started the season 11-0 and would lose 3 games in a row over a 4-week span. One being the last game of the regular season, the other being the second round of the playoffs after the Dragons had a bye week, and the last being to Dobek again in the consolation bracket. The losses came by the hand of Dobek at the end of the regular season, Ian Dobek's no-shot 11, and a playoff loss to the eventual champion that year, Hold My Vic, led by Brett Reed. Smith once again faltered under postseason pressure. Reed would go on to beat the Hoyser-led team by a catch, literally. Jimmy Graham dropped an open touchdown catch in the final minutes of that week, which would have gave Hoyser the title. Reed went on to win 128 to 132 to seal the title. Personal favorite season of mine, but a 2015 season would see a preseason underdog catch lightning in a bottle. The team known as the Comebacks, led by me, myself, and I, Bryan Sanchez, finished in the bottom 2 the first 2 years of the league. This season was a complete turnaround as a Cam Newton MVP season led the Sanchez team to a second-place regular finish behind none other than the regular season team themselves, the 9-3 Dothraki Dragons. The first time in league history, the first and second place regular season teams met in the championship, and it was one for the ages. The Comebacks completed the ultimate season comeback, going literally from worst to first in one season, winning the 2015 title 168.4 to 157.8 over the Dragons. It's just a ring I got. That's a ring, Smithers. The 2016 season saw a former championship team, now named Zeke and Destroy, led by Thompson, match a league-high 11-win regular season. Elliott, as you may have picked up from his team name, helped lead his team to an 11-2 start. Ryan Carrick's team, called Matthew Berry, would live up to the name as he conducted 35 acquisitions off waivers and 8 trades to build a championship-winning team, beating Thomason in the semifinals and Greer in the finals, 128 to 113.3, led by David Johnson. Now this 5th season is approaching, and we have a former 2-owner team splitting to take on their own organizations as solo owners. Mills and Choff have chosen to split as both sides have mutually agreed according to sources. The draft is happening August 27th, and the league trash talk is heating up as Smith threatened to leave the league once again, but contract negotiations have helped bring him back for at least 1 more year. Hoyser now lives on the West Coast and will be an out-of-towner for real now, watching games at 10 a.m. Pacific time. We will see if the time change will affect his consistent 4-year playoff run, and Carrick looks to defend his title. We will have to wait and see what happens this year. Tune in every week as a weekly show will be posted. Smithers, you suck. Don't ever forget.